Mes chers jeunes compatriotes,
My dear young compatriots,
la célébration de la fête de la jeunesse
the Youth Day celebration this year
vient peu après
is taking place shortly after the successful organization
du championnat
of the 6th edition of the Total African Nations Championship, CHAN 2020, which our country had the privilege of hosting from the 16th of January to the 7th of February 2021. It was an excellent opportunity to commune with all young African sportsmen and women and to showcase the vitality of the Cameroonian people.
À cette occasion,
On that occasion,
le Cameroun,
Cameroon, which is renowned for its legendary hospitality,
tenir son
was up to the task,
grâce notamment
thanks notably
à la forte mobilisation
to the massive mobilization of its dynamic, talented, and enthusiastic youth.
en accueillant le champ
By hosting the Total CHAN 2020,
pays
our country was able to offer other young people from Africa
belle fête
and the world a wonderful sports and cultural festival,
agréable moment
as well as a pleasant moment of entertainment within a rather challenging health context.
comme on peut le constater.
As we can see,
Le respect des
compliance with the preventive measures prescribed by the government and with other measures requested by the organizers of the tournament helped to ensure the smooth organization in Cameroon,
un monde qui lutte
a country of fraternity and peace,
se déroule
of the first
manière convenable
international competition in a world
de fraternité et de
that is grappling with the
Avec le succès de cette
coronavirus.
compétition sportive,
Given the success of this sporting event, I feel like saying that 2021
sur une
is
note
beginning
positive
on a
pour
positive
notre
note
jeunesse.
for our youth.
Et je souhaite
And I hope
que cette bouffée
that
d'oxygène
this breath of fresh
ravit
air
durablement
will rekindle lasting hope in every one of you.
en 2022.
Another
Un
event,
autre rendez-vous
the
est
African Cup of Nations,
la Coupe d'Afrique
Total
des Nations de
AFCON
football,
Cameroun
CAN Total
2021,
Cameroun 2021.
will take place in
Je ne doute
2022.
pas un seul instant
I have no
que ce sera
doubt
encore pour vous
that it will be another opportunity
d'exprimer votre
for you to express your dynamism,
talent
talent,
et
and
votre
enthusiasm.
En dépit d'une conjoncture,
In spite of the difficult economic situation,
notre pays s'est
our
bien
country
préparé
is well
pour ces deux
prepared for
événements.
both events.
En effet,
We have
nous
built
sommes dotés
ultra-modern
d'infrastructures
facilities,
ultramodernes,
some of
dont
which
quelques-unes ont
were
été
used for the
mises en
first
service
time
pour la
during
première
CHAN that
à
has just
l'occasion du
ended.
chant qui vient de s'achever.
We
Sachons
have
les
to learn
préserver.
to preserve them.
La jeunesse sportive du Cameroun
On account of their multiple achievements, Cameroon's young sportsmen and women
consentit
deserve the sacrifices made for these major investments.
doit être un réel motif
This should be a genuine motive of pride for all of us
d'encouragement
and an
à
encouragement
remporter de nouvelles
to win
victoires.
more victories.
C'est le lieu pour moi
I want to call on Cameroonian football governing bodies
à se
to
restaurer
pull themselves together
et
and
à
restore
ramener
order
la sérénité
to their
dans leur
organization.
organisation. Ce n'est qu'ainsi
It is only in so
sera
doing
possible
that we can
les
create
meilleures
the
conditions
best
de
conditions
l'établissement constant
for the sustained development
de football.
of our football.
Mes chers jeunes compatriotes,
My dear young compatriots,
comme je vous l'ai souvent
as I have often told you,
vous ne devez jamais désespérer.
you should never lose hope in our country.
Vous devez garder foi en la
You should have faith in the future of a winning Cameroon,
et où chacun
where everyone
entier
is willing to work
de l'intérêt de
for the general interest.
Vous devez demeurer à la longue
You should remain at the
les
forefront
combats vitaux.
to fight the vital battles of our time.
Le dire n'est
This
pas
does not
négliger
mean
les difficultés
that I am
auxquelles
overlooking
vous
the
êtes
difficulties you are facing.
confrontés. Mais,
However,
rappelez-vous,
remember 2 years ago,
dans les mêmes circonstances,
under the same
je
circumstances,
vous disais à peu près
I told you
qu'à chaque
along the
génération
same lines
correspond une
that
mission
each generation has a historic mission to accomplish for the future of the nation.
Il est clair
It is obvious that your mission today
avec la
is
préservation
the preservation of the peace,
de l'unité
unity,
de la prospérité
and
de notre
prosperity
pays.
of our country,
Par-delà les
beyond
contrariétés
the
inéluctables
inescapable constraints due to the changes taking place in the world.
La paix
Peace
condition
is a
indispensable
prerequisite
au progrès.
for progress.
Et comme vous le savez,
As you're aware,
il est depuis
it has been threatened for a few years now in our country
par des bandes
by
d'armes
armed gangs
qui sèment la
that
terreur
are
à la
spreading
frontière ouest
terror
et
on the
l'extrême
western
nord,
border of the far
des
north
endroits du
and in
nord-ouest
some areas
et du
in the
sud-ouest.
northwest and
Notre
southwest.
frontière est
Our eastern border is
également
also facing
sujette à des
insecurity.
faits d'insécurité. La jeunesse camerounaise,
Fortunately,
vaillante et patriote,
courageous and patriotic Cameroonian youth are effectively playing their role
son rôle
as the
de
driving
préférence
force in
à
the
la
defense
défense de la patrie
of the fatherland
sur ces
on these
différents
different fronts.
avec détermination,
Our young soldiers
professionnalisme
are
et
actively
sens
engaged
élevé du sacrifice,
with determination, professionalism, and a high sense of sacrifice
de manière
in
décisive
restoring
à
peace
ramener
to
la
our
paix
country.
dans notre pays. De même,
Similarly,
dans le cadre du dit
within the framework
armée nation,
of the Army Nation
les
tandem,
jeunes sont les plus actifs
young people are the most active in vigilante
qui
committees,
apportent un appui
which are
précieux
providing valuable support to the defense and security forces.
Cette jeunesse qui
These
s'implique,
dedicated
s'engage,
and committed youth
fait la fierté de
are
notre
the
pays.
pride of our country.
Elle constitue un modèle
They are a model of
de
abnegation,
conscience
patriotic
service
service for the common interest,
de
and
préservation de la
preservation
souveraineté
of national sovereignty
et de l'unité
and unity.
nationale. Puisse leur exemple
May their example inspire you in various
dans
other
divers
aspects
domaines de la vie
of
nationale.
national life.
S'agissant de
Concerning
l'unité nationale,
national unity,
certains d'entre vous
some of you
ont
have
vu
unfortunately
le choix
chosen
de faire
to
alliance
rally
avec
behind the demons of
les démons de
hatred
la haine et
and
de la
division,
Mus par un fanatisme
driven by
barbare,
barbaric
souvent
fanaticism,
conçu et alimenté des
often whipped
pays
up
étrangers,
and nurtured from foreign countries, or by a perverse use of social media,
tentent
they try to undermine the foundations of the nation.
Ceux-là sont des
They are
anti-modèles.
anti-role
Je vous
models.
exhorte à vous
I urge you to stay away
ne
from them.
contribuez pas
They are not contributing to building a prosperous Cameroon that is united in its diversity, an exemplary Cameroon that we all fervently long for.
Mes chers jeunes compatriotes,
My dear young compatriots,
notre pays
our country has just completed the establishment of its democratic institutions
tel que prévu
as provided for by the Constitution.
de nombreux jeunes
Many young people
ont intégré les
are
diverses
part of the
instances
various parliamentary, municipal,
et régionales.
and regional bodies.
C'est de cette manière
This
que
is
se
the way
prépare
the generational transition in the management
dans la gestion
of
des
public
affaires.
affairs is prepared. Time for politicking is therefore over. It is now time to resolutely get back to work. Regional and local authorities constitute a source of opportunities that I urge you to seize. The government, for its part, will continue its efforts to develop the entire country. The effective participation of young people in the nation's socio-economic life will continue to be at the center of its action. In that connection, it will ensure that they are increasingly involved in decision-making concerning them. The broad outlines of our country's progress towards emergence by 2035 have been redefined in our National Development Strategy adopted recently. It is necessary to fully acquaint yourself with it so as to identify all the opportunities it offers. Prior to that, however, I had already ordered the development of several youth support programs. These initiatives are being implemented in various production sectors. I once more call on the government to work towards ensuring the successful implementation of these programs. The solution of the thorny problem of youth employment in our country depends to a large extent on their implementation. The programs include a special youth 3-year plan, which in 2020 financed about 5,500 projects for a total amount of nearly 15 billion CFA francs, thus enabling the settlement of a little more than 16,000 young people in 66 second-generation pioneer villages. The Decent Employment Program, which aims to create 500,000 jobs during the 2021 financial year. My dear young compatriots, nation building is the responsibility of all of us. It requires a spirit of harmony and tolerance among citizens. I therefore urge you to cultivate the spirit at all times and to champion peace in order not to squander the opportunities that your country is offering you. As the majority sociological component, mobilize for the future of your country, Cameroon, a stable, united, and prosperous Cameroon. It is your priceless heritage. Be pragmatic and persevering. Do not yield to pessimism and discouragement. Shun adventurous paths and those that seek easy gain. If you embark on the conquest of the world, come back to build your country. Promote Cameroon like your compatriots, namely the physicist Arsène Stéphane Tema Biwole at General Atomics, the mathematician and computer scientist Tister Job Mvondo, who has just brilliantly defended his doctorate thesis at the age of 22. The writer Jali Amadou Amal, who, as you know, won the Prix Goncourt des Lycées 2020, and many others that I cannot name here. My dear young compatriots, it is in so doing that you will effectively contribute to building a strong, united, democratic, decentralized, and emerging Cameroon by 2035. I know you can do it. I count on you. Happy Youth Day to each of you. Long live Cameroonian youth. Long live Cameroon.
Vive
Musée national de Yaoundé est dit, c'est un peu la caution présidentielle qui constitue le bouquet d'honneur de cette célébration de la fête de la jeunesse au Cameroun. Le discours est dit, nous l'avons suivi ensemble ici au Musée national de Yaoundé.
That's right, Frank. The head of state has addressed the youth, the moment we all awaited. He said a lot. He's congratulated youth who've been excelling in different domains in the society. And right now, we'll just hand over the floor to the next panel that will be coordinated by Mohamed Nana and Emmanuel Mvemnui for the next segment of